Rukhabad Mausoleum is one of the oldest historic buildings in the city. Built in 1380, it honors a renowned Islamic theologian and mystic who's buried beneath. A pretty park on the way to the Registan Square. Walking through this little oasis of beauty feels like discovering a hidden gem in the bustling city. In warmer months, it gets even better with fountains. At Samarkand center, truly Central Asia's heart, lies the magnificent Registan. Timur, the merciless conqueror born near this very city, established his empire here with ambitions beyond mere territory and riches. Timur envisioned something greater, crafting the most magnificent public square in his expanding realm, a space where visitors would gasp at its sheer beauty. More than 5 centuries later, Timur's dream stands realized, establishing the template for Central Asian architectural excellence. Yet its creation was stained with cruelty. The Registan witnessed appalling public executions, with Timur's enemy dying on the elevated platform that remains visible even today. Registan translates to sandy place. The entire floor was once sand-covered to drink up traitors' blood. Even the spectacular tilework surrounding the square couldn't mask the blood-soaked bricks beneath, reminding all gathered of Timur's merciless authority. We are starting our visit of the Registan with Ulugh Beg madrassah. The Timurid dynasty's successor, renowned mathematician and astronomer, Ulugh Beg took control in 1409. By 1417, he commissioned the madrassah bearing his name, the Registan's inaugural structure. Madrassah derives from Arabic, meaning place for teaching and learning. It became Samarkand's foremost scholarly institution, instructing students in philosophy, astronomy, mathematics, and theology. The next stop is Sher-Dor madrassah. In 1612, Samarkand's emir commissioned another madrassah facing Ulugh Beg's creation. Architects planned the eastern structure as the perfect mirror image. Yet, precise symmetry failed. They overlooked one detail. 2 centuries had passed, causing Ulugh Beg's building to settle while the square rose 2 meters. Consequently, the newer madrassah stands higher, though this difference remains barely noticeable. The structure became known as Sher-Dor, named after portal imagery. 2 magnificent, golden lion-like tigers bearing suns while pursuing white deer adorn the entrance. The name Sher-Dor means lion-bearing in Persian, referencing these unique figures, although the beasts themselves resemble tigers. Our final visit is to Tilla-Kori madrassah. A decade after Sher-Dor's completion, the subsequent ruler began constructing the final building to perfect the ensemble. The architect envisioned complete architectural harmony, designing the facade to visually enclose the square. This construction elegantly balances the 2 larger madrassas while preserving stylistic unity. Tilla-Kori means golden or gilded, and it earned its name through decoration. Artists employ the candle painting technique, predominantly using gold leaf. Among all three madrassahs, this structure boasts the richest wall ornamentation, impressing visitors with abundant golden hues. According to ancient legend, when Samarkand was first built, a majestic leopard descended from the surrounding mountains. This magnificent creature prowled through the city streets, inspecting the buildings as if giving royal approval, then returned to its mountain home. From that moment, Samarkand's people became known as leopards, and the city proudly displayed leopard imagery in all its flags and emblems. This beautiful founding myth established Samarkand's symbolic identity centuries before Timur's era. Originally, Persian influence brought line symbolism to the region, but during the Arab and Turkic periods, the symbol evolved into something uniquely Samarkand, the leopard, representing the city's distinctive power and strength. Over the centuries, these big cat symbols, a leopard, lion, and tiger, became kind of fluid in local imagination and artistic expression. You'll notice couples posing for photos throughout Registan Square and Park. It's become one of Samarkand's most popular wedding photography shots. While actual ceremonies don't happen here, newlyweds can't resist the breathtaking backdrop. There is something magical about celebrating love against these ancient walls of worldwide cultural significance that have witnessed centuries of history. Step onto Tashkent Street, one of Samarkand's most storied thoroughfares. This ancient route once bustled with caravans heading to Tashkent, the Fergana Valley, and even distant China. Merchants have traded here since Timur's reign, and that commercial spirit lives on today. The city wisely banned traffic, transforming it into a delightful pedestrian haven. Now it's lined with shops and artisan workshops, where you can find perfect souvenirs to remind you of your visit to Samarkand. Many stores feature live workshops where skilled artists and craftsmen work their magic before your eyes, sculpting fantastic figurines, painting miniatures, or hammering traditional copper jugs. It certainly goes beyond just shopping. After Timur's triumphant Indian campaign, he returned home, utterly captivated by the magnificent mosques he'd seen. Determined to outdo them all, he decided to build something truly spectacular for his beloved wife. What followed was an absolutely massive undertaking, the Bibi Khanym Mosque project that would drain royal coffers and push architectural limits to breaking point. Even at its grand opening, Timur remained unsatisfied, demanding constant modifications. But ambition came with consequences. With years, enormous cracks split the unsupported central dome. Ironically, just 1 year after his final changes, Timur himself died while attempting to conquer China. There is something poetic about this parallel. Like Timur himself, the mosque was never content with enough. Already impossibly ambitious, both kept expanding until they reached the breaking point. Today, this Central Asian giant, capable of holding 10,000 worshippers, stands as a monument to Timur's boundary-pushing genius and a cautionary tale about the dangers of unchecked ambition. The Hazrat Khizr Mosque is among Samarkand's most sacred spiritual destinations. Legend tells us that an Arab commander received divine instruction to build here from Hazrat Khizr himself. one of Islam's most mysterious and revered figures. So, who was Hazrat Khizr? Stories place him sometime after the Prophet Abraham, described across Islamic traditions as either prophet or saint. His tales are countless and captivating. Many Muslims believe Khizr was blessed with eternal life, though prominent Islamic scholars often dispute claims of his ongoing earthly presence. One of Khizr's most celebrated gifts was making plants flourish even in barren deserts. Hence his name, Khizr, meaning the verdant one. But here's where the legends get really fascinating. Some say Khizr died, but God allowed his soul to take human form, appearing to help righteous people in their time of need. Another beautiful tradition claims every person encounters Khizr exactly 3 times during their lifetime, though he appears in different disguises. Those blessed enough not to offend him during these meetings are truly fortunate. Even luckier are those who actually recognize him. Not everyone received this rare privilege. The original 13th century mosque fell victim to Mongol destruction, but was lovingly rebuilt, continuing its spiritual legacy through the centuries.